The Amazing Spider-Man 3 – What to Expect. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 3 – What to Expect. Let's get right into it. Ever since the 2021 blockbuster Spider-Man No Way Home hit the screens, fans have been enthusiastically clamoring for The Amazing Spider-Man 3. This fervor was fueled by the triumphant return of both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who reprised their roles as Spider-Man alongside Tom Holland's version of the beloved superhero. The overwhelming demand from fans predominantly revolved around Andrew Garfield being granted his much-deserved third movie, which was unexpectedly aborted. While the spectacle of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man back in action and the excitement around Holland's portrayal were equally electrifying, both these actors were fortunate enough to experience their narratives reach a well-rounded conclusion through their respective trilogies. However, this was a luxury that Andrew Garfield was denied. The unfortunate cancellation of The Amazing Spider-Man 3 came about as a result of the less than impressive critical and commercial response to its predecessor. This led Sony to shift gears, ditching their plans for an extensive web universe in favor of a collaborative pact with Marvel Studios. This deal aimed at integrating Holland's Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Despite the lukewarm reception to both the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Andrew Garfield's portrayal of the titular character was universally lauded. Known for his exceptional acting prowess, Garfield's Spider-Man, while criticized by some purist comic fans as too cool to authentically represent his comic book counterpart, was seen as the standout element of these films. Garfield's stellar performance carried on into Spider-Man No Way Home, where he shared the screen with all three live-action Peter Parkers, a dream sequence for fans everywhere. His performance was met with heaps of praise from critics and fans alike, prompting them to rally for the completion of his trilogy, particularly given the established live-action Spider-Verse. Amidst the stellar performance of both Holland and Maguire, it was Garfield's interpretation that stood out, triggering multiple #MakeTASM3 trends on Twitter since the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. Considering this wave of fan support for both a sequel to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home, it seems only natural to speculate if this third movie will come to fruition. Apart from the points previously stated, there exists a multitude of reasons why fans are ardently advocating for the making of The Amazing Spider-Man 3, largely anchored in Garfield's recent cameo in No Way Home. Beyond Garfield's renowned and adored portrayal of Peter Parker in both his own series and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the appeal of the character itself forms a significant part of the demand for The Amazing Spider-Man 3. To begin with, Garfield's iteration of Peter Parker remains the sole live-action interpretation that has not been granted a trilogy of independent films. Unlike Maguire and Holland's Spider-Man, a considerable part of Garfield's Spidey narrative was left incomplete. The character's story arc was abruptly disrupted, causing a sense of unfinished business among fans and followers. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in particular ended on a tantalizing note. The film's climax featured Harry Osborn seemingly preparing to assemble the notorious Sinister Six, setting his sights on bringing Spider-Man down. As the stage was set for an epic showdown between Spider-Man and Rhino, the film concluded, leaving their confrontation unresolved. This was akin to leaving the audience on the edge of a cliff, their anticipation unfulfilled. Garfield's Spider-Man journey in this sense was cut short prematurely, akin to a symphony being halted midway, or an engrossing novel left unread. Fans were denied the joy of witnessing a satisfying conclusion to the narrative arc they had been following with bated breath. This lingering sentiment of unfulfillment had stoked fans' desire for The Amazing Spider-Man 3 to happen. In addition to the backing from the production studio and Andrew Garfield himself, the current web-slinger Tom Holland has also thrown his weight behind The Amazing Spider-Man 3. This show of support isn't exactly a surprise considering Holland himself is a self-confessed fan of both Maguire's and Garfield's respective Spider-Man franchises, even before he donned the iconic red and blue suit. So, the million-dollar question is, will The Amazing Spider-Man 3 see the light of day? As of now, it's a bit like trying to catch a greased pig. Sony has managed to keep their lips sealed. Sony has been focusing on the expansion of their Spider-Man villain universe, already boasting 2 Venom films and Morbius, with Madame Web and Kraven the Hunter in the pipeline. However, during a Q&A session for Morbius, the director dropped a potential bombshell. He teased the existence of a Spider-Man within Sony's villain universe, which is set to be unveiled soon. Given the surge in fan love for Garfield's post-No Way Home, it's plausible to imagine this could mean a return of Garfield's Spider-Man. After the less than stellar performance of Morbius at the box office, Sony might be looking to The Amazing Spider-Man 3 to reignite the magic. On top of this, the concept of the multiverse is taking flight in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As long as this remains the case, it creates an interconnected web, pun intended, for Sony's characters. With the renowned San Diego Comic-Con and other fan events such as D23 on the horizon this summer, an announcement regarding The Amazing Spider-Man 3 might be just around the corner. So, hang on to your web shooters, folks, because we might just be getting tangled in the web of The Amazing Spider-Man 3 very soon. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.